there, it's Linda Cromar. I'm coming to you from my home office from Colorado. And my question today that I'm going to answer from my mailbag is, what is the difference between traffic, leads, and sales? And why does that matter, actually? It does matter, and it's important to know what the difference is, because if you don't, you won't know what you're doing, and you won't be getting the sales you want, because the sales is the last step, not the first step. And I think that's what a lot of people get confused about, is they think they have to get a sale from a perfect stranger that hasn't learned anything about them and doesn't know what they're talking about. And what do they get? They get a real negative response. So what is the real answer to that? First off, let's answer, what is traffic? Traffic is people that might be in a certain location that might be interested in what you have, but you don't know yet. They are just people. They have not yet opted into anything. They have not yet talked to you yet. They could be from a free source or a paid source. For instance, you're looking at me, watching me do this video on Facebook, and I am going to show you that absolutely everybody that you meet on Facebook is traffic, not leads. Now, there is a difference. Traffic is a source of where people might be that actually might be interested in what you have, but they haven't yet shown an interest in what you have, and you don't know yet. And if you do a targeted traffic, that means you have a little more information and a little more idea of what the kind of people that you are looking at might be interested in. The next step is leads. Okay, what are leads? Leads are individuals that have opted in to something that you have offered them, and they've said yes to an offer. That doesn't mean they bought. That means they looked at something. They opted in. They put their name and their email, at least their email, into something that you shared with them, and they looked, or they promised to look. And sometimes they'll just put their email in and won't go any further. But that is a lead. When they start to become a lead is when they have opted into something that you have offered them. And in that case, in most cases, they still are pretty cold. They don't know you very well. They're not likely to say yes yet. They haven't bought yet. Now, the next step is actually sales. Now, often when you decide to get a traffic source that is a paid source, it might be what they call buyer leads. What are buyer leads? Buyer leads are people that have bought something similar to what you have in the past. And so that makes them a higher quality lead, but they haven't yet opted in to your program, or they haven't yet bought your program. So buyer leads are very valuable, but they're a little more expensive. Generally not something you can get from free traffic. Now, you can do some things that make your traffic a little bit more focused, which means if you're doing things that are making them more interested in what you have to share, then they're more likely to say yes and become a lead. And if they become a lead, and if you give them a little more information and share a little more about who you are and why it's important for them to look at it, they might just become a buyer if it actually suits their needs and their wants. And that's the key word. It doesn't matter that you want a sale. It matters, do they want what you have to offer? And that comes from good marketing. And you can do it from various different sources. You might have your leads all in a Facebook group, and you might be sharing things with them on a daily basis that makes them interested in looking further at what you have to share. You may then have them on an email list, and I recommend you do, and you share with little dribbles information that might help them understand better why they might need your information and your tool that you might be offering them. Until you learn this process, you might be struggling. Nobody understands what their struggle is until they start to understand that there is a specific process. Let's go over it again before I close this video out. Number 1, traffic. Traffic is a source of individuals that might be interested in what you have. They haven't yet opted into what you have, and they haven't yet said yes to anything, but they might be interested. In other words, you don't go looking in a group that's for chiropractors when you're trying to give them information about something that they wouldn't be interested in. Chiropractors may or may not be interested in your business opportunity. You don't really know. So you're not going to spam that group with your information because they're probably going to be angry with you. But on the other hand, there are lots of groups that are interested in business opportunity, and that is a good place to share what you're sharing. And groups can be a source of traffic. Traffic is a group of people that might be interested in what you have to share. Leads are when that's the second step. Leads are when they decide they want to look at what you have. They might opt in, they might say yes, or you might even have a message with them in Facebook. But they haven't yet bought, they're just leads. The very best way to keep them on your list is not to just be messaging them on Facebook, because you have no control whatsoever on whether they actually will have an opportunity to say yes to something you have. But if they opt into something, that makes them a higher quality lead and more interested in what you have to share. Don't be super salesy and pushy. That never gets a good solution for you. You want leads to be interested in what you have, and you want them to be curious about what you have. So you don't have to tell them everything all up front. Give them a chance to learn more about you. Now, when you get sales is when a lead gets warmed up enough that they say, you know what, I like this person, I like what she has to say, and I'm going to take a good look at what she's offering. And they actually look again as a lead, and then they make a purchase at some level with the product that you are offering. And I hope this has been helpful for you to understand the differences between traffic, leads, and sales. They are 3 separate things. They are 3 parts of what they call a funnel. And it's very, very important to understand that. Understand also that Facebook people that you meet are not leads. They are traffic. Yes, they could say yes, and yes, they could say no. They have not yet come to a place where they're that interested in what you have. So you want to drive traffic to become a lead, to become a sale. I think that makes it a lot more interesting and understanding everything about the process. When you do understand the process, it makes it a lot more fun and easy, and that's what you want. You don't want it to be complicated. Traffic is simply a source. It can be any source. It can be any social media. It can be any live group you're part of. It can be face-to-face or online. It can be anywhere. It can be paid, and it can be free. Free is generally like social media, and paid is like doing an ad or a click or something like that. When you do those, then you have 2 sources of traffic. And it's a good idea to have more than one. I hope this has been helpful. Please let me know if you got something out of it. And if you did, I'd love it if you like, comment, and share. And if you'd like to learn more, I did a more detailed YouTube. And that link is underneath this video on the description. I'd love it if you go over there and give that a listen. It's not real long. And also give it a thumbs up. And that's what I have to share with you today. Bye for now.